The outside reality is a reflection of the inner balance between our inner masculine and feminine energy. And when we learn to work with those energies in an integrated form, we create harmony in our outside reality. Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Sylvia Salow, and I help light workers and starseeds to remember who they are. And in this video, I want to talk about the feminine and masculine energy. Now, before we begin, it has nothing to do with gender. These are primordial energies. And so we have those energies within ourselves. Every gender has feminine and masculine energy. The only question is, what is the ratio? What is the aspect of the feminine and masculine energy? So let's say someone can have a 60% of feminine energy and 40% of masculine energy. Someone else might have 80% of masculine energy and 20% of feminine energy. So we are just looking into those ratios, but we all have them. And those ratios are actually very important when it comes to balancing those energies, because balance doesn't mean having a 50% of masculine and 50% of feminine energy within ourselves. It more means that we are able to work with that ratio that already is. So when you imagine the Yin and Yang symbol, when you imagine the black dot in the white part of Yin and Yang symbol, you realize that that black dot is like, let's say, having 20% of feminine energy, and the white color is 80% of masculine energy. This black dot is balancing that white consciousness in that Yin and Yang symbol. What it means practically is to balance our own energies. We have to understand that balancing aspect of our energy, which is that remaining part, that which is less than 50%. I hope it makes sense. I really do hope, because I know it can be confusing, but when you are working with your own inner energy, for those who have more of feminine energy, you have to learn to come to terms with your inner power. That is that balancing aspect. You have to have integrated masculine energy and know how to use it and apply it in your life. So you have to know how to take responsibility for your own power. Now, for the feminine aspect, that power is mostly the creative power. So you have the ability to receive visions. You have the ability to tap into higher states of consciousness and to bring them down into this 3D reality. You are able to sense it. You are able to feel it and to connect to it and to use your creative power and stand up for the reality you wish to see. You are creating the reality. And to do so effectively, we have to step into our power as well. Now, for those of you for whom the leading energy is masculine energy, the balancing aspect is the feminine. So you have to come into terms, integrate and understand your own feminine energy. In this case, it means you have to open up your heart, allow yourself to love and be loved in return. Allow yourself to be nurtured. Allow yourself to give up the fear of losing control, which is one of the major masculine wounding, the fear of losing control. When you learn to truly give from your heart and to allow yourself to love and receive love, you actually realize that you are stepping into that unconditionally giving aspect of source consciousness, then nothing can harm you. The illusion of control is that when we are controlling something, those things we are controlling are actually controlling us, because we don't allow ourselves to be in the full expression of who we truly are. But if you are giving, because that masculine energy in its nature is like that solar light, it's emitting frequency, it's unconditionally giving. And to do that, we need to be connected to the heart. And so when you come to terms to your loving heart and you are giving unconditionally, then you realize that no one can really harm you. You don't have to be guarding your heart against something. You are fully in control of it by actually not trying to control. Now, our romantic relationships, of course, are an expression of our inner feminine masculine dynamics. This is where it's being mirrored to us. So instead of fixing a partner, you have to find that balance within yourself first. Now, when you think about the politics, having wars on this planet and things as such, it comes from broken families, it comes from broken relationships eventually. It comes down to us having closed, guarded heart against each other because there's been so much misunderstanding and wounding that it's being translated and mirrored to us through our romantic relationships, which then creates families, which then creates society. So everything in our reality truly is an expression of our inner feminine masculine energy. Now, if the feminine energy doesn't come to terms with her power, but that feminine power, that creative power, and when the masculine energy is afraid of the heart, the power of the heart, then we are disconnected from the divine masculine and divine feminine energy. The divine means it's just the nature form of how the feminine masculine energy behaves. Then there is no more control, no more fears. You are able to utilize both. You are able to truly use all aspects of the feminine and all aspects of the masculine at the same time. You can choose because you have integrated the remaining balancing aspect to your leading energy. So for those who have a leading feminine energy, you come to terms with your own power and with the impact and influence you can have on your family, on your friends, the way you can uplift the people in your life. You become wise. You are able to channel higher solutions, higher visions. And when you are connected to your power and to your heart, then you are able to communicate your visions in such a way that the masculine energy is able to understand it and step in and help you to materialize what you are bringing into this reality, because this is what the masculine can do. And then the masculine energy is in the service to the creative power of the feminine principle. And when the masculine energy is unafraid of the heart and the intuition, then it's able to really devote and back up energetically those visions, because it's able to sense that those visions have a deeper purpose, deeper meaning. And by devoting our energy, committing to those visions, we are able to co-create together. Our inner feminine masculine energies co-create, and it also happens in our relationships. So when you are working on balancing your inner feminine and masculine energies, we truly have to understand the full spectrum. We don't have to be like overly feminine, and we don't have to be overly masculine. We have to understand all those dynamics in that divine nature form, not in that shadow form. And so when we understand it, we are able to utilize all those inner resources within ourselves, and then we realize there are no more inner conflicts. When we experience inner conflicts, like let's say we want to do something, the heart we want to do, but the mind is against it. The mind has a different opinion. And this is exactly what we are then uniting. This is actually a very high stage of alchemy. For instance, the priestesses have been helping people to find the balance between their inner masculine and feminine energies, because in such environment we are able to receive Christ consciousness. We are able to rise ourselves above the duality. It can only happen when this is united within us. So the heart and the mind, they need to talk to each other. They need to understand each other. And so the solution isn't just being feminine or just being masculine, it's both. We have both within us. And we shouldn't be afraid to use those energies and to understand them. And so women have to understand the power of their creative power. The ones who have leading feminine energy, you cannot work with the power as you think you should work with it, not in that intellectual way. You have access to that raw, primordial power, which is able to call anything into this reality. And to be able to do that, you have to know yourself and don't be afraid of who you are. You have to understand yourself, because you decide what energies you allow to enter this reality, literally. And for those with the leading masculine energy, you have to connect to your heart. I know there have been many woundings around the heart in this lifetime and many other lifetimes. It's one of the deepest wounds. This is what disconnects us, because everyone wants love. It doesn't matter who we are, it doesn't matter what gender we have. This is what we all want. We want to love, and we want to be loved, and we want to be creative. We want to have a purpose and meaning in our lives. And so if we are afraid of the power of the heart, then we just keep running away. So let's say if you are afraid of commitments, then you deprive yourself of the opportunity to experience that love. And it's not only love in romantic sense. It's the love to the divine. You open up to the love to the divine and you understand you don't have to be guarding your heart anymore. Also, when it comes to romantic relationships, I tell the women in my priestess healing, when you step into your queen energy, the inner king energy of your partner will kick in. This is like, it doesn't happen through logic, it's like how the energies relate to each other. So if you are concerned about your relationship, step into your queen energy. And for men, step into your king energy. Because only when you are in that divine nature energy, the way it's meant to be used, only then you know what's true for you. Because when you are in your queen, king consciousness, what's meant for you will be amplified and it will grow. What's not meant for you will fall away. And so you cannot be waiting for a partner to change. Or for those of you who are single, it's not about thinking like there are no good men or good women out there. Of course they are. But when you align these things within yourself, you will start attracting them. They will appear in your reality. And so it starts from within. So this was a little bit different type of a video. Let me know what you take away from this, how this relates to you, how it resonates. And if you liked it, please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel and like and share this video. Thank you so much and see you next time.